Ukienda nyuma, aende akiendanga. And nothing will come out of those talks. It's a waste of time. I am telling you as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very clear that the bipartisan talks are leading us nowhere, and we do not have any faith and hope in this procedure that Kenya Kwanza has been taking us all through, beating around the bush, meandering up and down, and yet they know that they are not going to realize the achieved things that the two teams had been expecting it to come to pass. This is just but one way of dealing with a problem, especially when pressure is very high. And we know time is the best thing for a person to heal. And as much as this Kenya Kwanza is playing tricks on the Azimio la Umoja, they just knew that this talk will not go anywhere. And basing on the speech that the Deputy President just delivered today, it is evident that this Kenya Kwanza government is not serious at all to handle the bipartisan talks, because they are just happy sending there the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah to take tea in the bomas of Kenya. On the other hand, projects are being launched, development are being opened, and other projects are happening, because the president is not just seated, focused and concentrated on solving the issue to do with the bipartisan talks. And now it is a high time for these people to change their thinking and stop relying on these bipartisan talks, because it is just clear that that time when President William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga met in Mombasa, they finalized everything. They cleared their doubts and their differences, and these two people are in good and conducive relationship. Because how can these people fix us here waiting to hear the result of the bipartisan dialogue, yet Raila Amolo Odinga is not in the country, Kalonzo Musyoka himself is not in the country, we see Cherargei was not in the meeting. We also understand today that the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has just opened our eyes, telling us that there is nothing that this talk will bring at the end of the day. The best thing that Kenya's leaders should do, it is just to unite and realize the project, the development, and peace, and a good coexistence among these people all over Kenya. I don't know what you think about this, but it is better the truth that it have been told, rather than being in darkness. You are hoping for what you don't know if it will be true or not. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya Kwanza is having an intention of snatching all the ODM or Azimio la Umoja strongholds. We have just seen that the Deputy President is telling the people in Ukambani to merge and join the government, just as the people from Mount Kenya did. And we know Ukambani is the stronghold of Kalonzo Musyoka, who is the leader in Azimio la Umoja. And basing on this description, the Deputy President is just opening another idea to solve the problem right now, because he's saying it is not advisable you stay in one problem, suffer and suffer. It is better you look for another way so that you can be helped. And I don't know if these people from Kambani will agree with what the Deputy President just said, because there is a possibility that these people might continue defecting from Azimio la Umoja, joining the government, depending on how they will decide themselves. Remember, the Azimio la Umoja coalition had given us only 30 days. Had given the government 30 days for it to respond to the problems or the grievances that it had just highlighted. Right now, 30 days are almost over. August is collapsing. We are heading to September. Now, what will happen? Because the grievances have not found any solution to settle these problems. What will happen, my good people? We're just having a mixed reaction. We don't know what will happen next. Will the opposition side go back to the streets? Of course, we are not sure, because the type of demonstration that the Azimio la Umoja leader had just announced was an opposite of what had been happening. Previously, people were going in the streets and demonstrating, but this time around he was saying that he will change the approach. People will stay in their home, not coming out. I don't know how will that work, but we are just confused. We don't know what will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, questions are here, very difficult questions, and we need the person who will help us at least to understand these things. Now that the speech of Deputy President has just suspended things to do with the bipartisan talks, one big question here is, will the two technical teams, that is from Azimio, Umoja and Kenya Kwanza coalition, will they carry on with their tasks just as they had told us that they will be meeting in 3 days so that they can hand over their final results to the Senate and the Parliament? Will these two teams continue with what they had been tasked to do? Another question we have, will this speech that had been made by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, will it have any impact on the forthcoming bipartisan talk on Friday? Then we have another question. Will the Parliament and the Senate respond to the issues of the bipartisan talks as it had promised? Will it respond following this speech that the Deputy President has just made today? And what do we expect when Raila Amolo Odinga comes from abroad? Of course, we are expecting him towards Friday. Yeah, he will be landing back to Kenya. What should we expect? What should we expect from Raila Amolo Odinga? What decision will he have brought back at home now that he has been out for quite a long time? And lastly, what is the reaction of the public Kenyans towards what the Deputy President just said today? What is their reactions? Ladies and gentlemen, these questions are very difficult, but we need to understand them. For example, the issue to do with the impact that the speech made by the Deputy President, the impact on the forthcoming bipartisan talk that will be happened on Friday, then we see this will have a negative impact because the strength and the approach that these people will be going to have during that committee, it will not be the same. The effort will not be the same. Now that they have known that they are just wasting their time, it will not be the same. This one will lead to distraction and deviation of the attention to the main thing. What about the issue of Raila Amolo Odinga coming back? What do we expect? We don't know if we'll go back to the street. We will be told to remain in our houses for the demonstration to change the move. We don't know what will happen when Raila Amolo Odinga comes back because he is on a break, especially from politics of Kenya. He's just taking a rest. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me answer these questions in the comment section, and thank you for watching my videos.